check, check. You got me? It's my favorite time of the week, favorite time of the month, because it's time to go live with Trap Life. I go live a lot with Chief Pigskin, but Trap Life is kind of my thing. I'm a wing tee guy. It is what it is. I wasn't born this way. I just became this over time. I feel like I graduated to becoming a wing tee guy. I've had a lot of fun with it. Yes, I could see myself running other offenses. There's a lot of great offenses out there. There's a lot of other great pieces of other people's offenses I wouldn't mind having. But right now, I mean, wing tee's kind of my thing. I like it. I like it a lot. I like having fun with it. I like being creative with it. I love that feeling when things are clicking, right? Who doesn't? What offensive guy doesn't? But welcome to Trap Life. What's up, Coach Eddings out of California? Welcome. Glad to have you there, man. Or glad to have you here. Anybody else that's in the house, be sure to check in. And if you're watching this and you are not watching live, leave a comment below and let us know where you coach and where you're watching from. Love to kind of grow our little wing tee community. And that's what Trap Life is about. We're not going to sit here and bash any other offense. It's just, we're going to talk wing tee, and no apologies for that. If you are a wing tee fan, we do have Trap Life. I don't know what else to call it. It's a subsection of the online clinic by Chief Pigskin, and a link to that is below. Ridiculous amount of wing tee content, in my opinion. I mean, I don't even know if it's opinion. I think it's the most amount of videos in one place on the web. You can access that as well as a monthly Zoom clinic. This month's Zoom clinic is with Matt Webb out of Maryville, Missouri. Last month's Zoom clinic was with John Aloisi out of Shrewsbury, Mass. So we've had some great guests, and we continue to grow our community. Also, check us out on Twitter at TrapLifeFB. Tonight's guest, wait till you meet this guy. Ken Krause in the house with Trap Life. Krause is the head coach at Muskego High School in Wisconsin, which is in the greater Milwaukee area. And Muskego has won 37 straight. Yes, you heard that right. 37 straight. I'm going to go share this real quick. Let everybody know that we are live. In fact, I'm going to switch over to my Chief Pigskin account and let everybody know that we're live. When we come back to here we go. Okay. Share. We are live on Twitter. Ken Krause is in the house tonight. You guys got to meet this guy live now. I appreciate it. If you guys could give us a thumbs up below, that would be very helpful. And if you really want to help out, click share. Share it on your Twitter. Let people know you're hanging out with us tonight. Jason Duncan in the house out of Kansas. Welcome, Coach Duncan. Ernesto Banda, Coach E out of San Diego, sunny San Diego. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you. Are you wing tee guys? We got a legend in the house tonight. Again, winners of 37 straight. So they won the Wisconsin state title, largest class, 2018, 2019. Didn't win the state title last year. That's only because Wisconsin didn't hold the state title match, whatever. Even though the Muskego guys say this might have been their best team ever. They've won 37 straight. Wing tee folk. Coach Steve in the house. What's up, Coach Steve? Without further ado, let's go meet Coach Krause. Tonight we're going to talk like facing aggressive offenses. We're going to bring Coach Krause in here. I'm bringing him in right now. There's Coach Krause. Hide my self view. Coach, the audience is going to be able to see you in about 5 seconds. Give me a second. There we go. Coach, you got us?
I got you. How you doing?
All right. There's Coach Krause. Charles Johnson in the house out of Houston, Texas. What's up, Charles? Coach, all our guys are kind of checking in now live. Fellas, this is Ken Krause. This is the first I've met him as well. Coach, you've won 37 straight.
It's been a great ride. It's been a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Now, we have talked here on Chief Pigskin with your defensive coordinator, Ryan Lucchese. And he's a great young coach and seems to be doing a great job defensively. He's a 3-5 guy. And you run the offense, and you're a wing tee guy.
Yep, it's a good combination. He's a young coach who's very hardworking, aggressive, year-round guy, and does a lot of great things with our defense. And obviously, our wing team's been very good to us since we've been in Muskego.
How long have you been a wing T guy, Coach?
I've been head coach for 24 years. I was head coach at West Dallas Central, where I went to high school, for 11.
Where's that?
That's a suburb outside of Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
And Muskego's a little bit further out from Milwaukee, and I've been here for 13 years. So I've been head coach 24, wing T at both places for the last 24 years.
And what is it that's got you guys clicking at this type of a rate, right? I know it can never be just one thing. Surely there's a lot of things that are going right for you guys. But what's got it clicking right now for 37 straight at Muskego?
You're right. I can't say it's one little thing. It's probably 1,000 things. Probably the 3 or 4 main things. Number one, just the coaching staff I have is off the charts. We've got the best staff in the state. You know, you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. Our youth program starts in first grade, tackle. Our kids are running wing T since first graders. So offensively, our kids, you watch our varsity film, our kids don't block the wrong people ever. They fake really, really well. They understand our scheme really, really well. We have a great off-season program with our lifting, speed, and agility, led by Coach Malachnik here at Muskego, and that's made a big difference for us. We're very fast on offense and defense. And we have a great administration. You know, when you have those key people in those key spots, Kelly Thompson, our superintendent, our principal, and Ryan Milner, our AD. I could talk about those 3 for a long time, but I know we're short on time here. But we've got 3 leaders who are cheerleaders, and they will do anything to help our football program. So those are probably the main things, but there is a lot more than just that.
Well, I visited Muskego High School, and you guys could probably catch pictures of that over on our Instagram page at the Chief Pigskin. A great looking school, great looking community it seems to be, and you guys have it clicking. Hey, tonight we're talking about one particular piece of your program though, and that is the wing T. Coach, haven't you heard that the wing T is outdated? Why has that word not reached you in Muskego, and why do you believe that word is wrong?
Well, it's a tried and true offense. It's been around for a long time. It's been very successful. I think one thing that we've stumbled on through the last number of years that there is not a lot of schools running the wing T. Everybody's in the spread. So a lot of, I think, defensive coordinators have grown up defending the spread, and they're not used to seeing the wing T. You know, my coaching staff's been with me here for 13 years. So we understand our system, the ins and outs. And like I mentioned earlier, our kids from first grade on are running our system. So it's a system offense. It's kind of an if-then thing. You know, if they do this, we do that. And I think just the fact that we've done it for such a long time and very few teams do it nowadays has made a big difference for us here at Muskego, amongst the many other things. But
well, we're going to talk some if-then tonight. Before I go on, I want to say hi to Jordan Hopman in the house out of Central Illinois. Anybody else in the house, if you haven't checked in yet, be sure to check in. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm in Tolono, Illinois, which is right in the middle. Coach is near, I guess, Muskego. Do you live there in Muskego, Coach?
I do. I live in the same school district as the program. Very fortunate.
Coach is in Muskego, Wisconsin, and we are talking one specific if-then tonight, and that is this. And this cost me when I was a younger wing T guy. I had a team come out and play. Really, they played their base defense, which was a 4-4, except they took that safety and they just walked him down and manned up my tight end and just ran wherever he went, right? So they brought that guy down right on my tight end. Wherever he went, they went, and they brought their corners down and became extremely aggressive on the corners. They just overwhelmed us a little bit. And as a young coach, I was in my 2nd year in the wing T. I didn't have the answers at the ready, right? I was a little flustered, and I spent a quarter being flustered, and I hadn't seen it yet, and I didn't have those answers at the ready. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Coach was kind enough to share a handful of little clips. I think we've got 4 clips on Huddle, so we'll take a look at those. But really just want to start with this, Coach Krause. If you're expecting a team to play very aggressively. Now, as I got older and I had coached in it longer, I knew my 2 or 3 teams that were going to attack us and be very aggressive, were willing to play cover zero. I can think of them now. So let's talk early in the week. You know you're playing so-and-so, and they will play you extremely aggressively. Where's your mind going right now? What are we planning for?
We're going to do play action pass on the opening drive of the game and take advantage of whatever defender is the most aggressive on the field. We're going to play action pass him. So traditionally, the teams that are really, really good at stopping the run, well, through the years, we like to play action pass them very, very early in the game. And we've hit some big touchdowns, big completions. And even if it's incomplete, it kind of puts them on their heels a little bit the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Coach, when you, because a lot of times with the super aggressive teams I see, I've had some trouble getting that play action pass off because almost like are we too overwhelmed for that? So do you have any concerns with that, or will you max protect something and play action max protect something early in the game, or how do you deal with that?
One example would be the waggle. You know, a lot of times you have your fullback do a 5-yard out, but if you've got a very aggressive defense, especially those corners and safeties up tight, you know, we'll keep our fullback in, and then we still send 3 guys, run like a 3 fly concept or a 3 vertical concept, and usually 1, if not 2 or 3 are wide open. So we'll keep our so waggle's just one example. We've got all the wing T guys listening today. We've kind of come across that we'll keep our fullback in versus a very aggressive defense.
Yeah.
So our fullback picks up that extra guy that's coming, and then usually one of those 3 guys going off for the pass route is going to be wide open if they're coming that hard to stop the run.
Coach, can you share how you block waggle up front, like by default?
So we run the waggle a teeny different than maybe some schools. It's just the way I was raised and brought up. We will always kick out the end. We want this to be a true play action pass. I know a lot of teams will roll off the quarterback run pass, which is very effective. But we typically teams aren't going to allow our quarterback to get to the outside. So usually our play side guard will kick out the end. Our backside guard will pull. He'll check for blitzing linebacker, a blitzing corner off the edge, and he'll wheel back around, picking up maybe someone from behind that's blitzing. Sometimes our play side guard will stay home. If there's a guy like in the play, we call it the A gap. I know some people use numbers and stuff, but if there's a guy between the center and the guard, or there's a guy for our guard and tackle, we're going to keep our play side guard home, and then our backside guard will do the kicking out of the end. That's kind of the main little things with our waggle. And like you mentioned, there may be some games or we have a lot of waggle variations. So certain waggles will keep our fullback in to protect. Some waggles will have our fullback go out. Some teams, that fullback's wide open on the flat. It's an easy 5-yard completion. But if like you described, if you're getting a team that's really aggressive, whether it's blitzing a backer or bringing everybody up tight, we'll keep our fullback home and to make sure we got some people open.
Now, Coach, so it sounds like when you throw waggle, your quarterback is planning on setting up and setting his feet?
Yep, and I know that's not traditional for most wing T teams. And so we may go to that down the road. We've got some pretty athletic quarterbacks coming up, but we've had great success hitting the drag over the middle. We get so much, the linebackers fall for the sweep fake so much. Mm-hmm. We've had some really nice tight ends through the years, and so we've hit the drag quite a bit. If we get a safety coming really hard, cover 3, we've hit that post. So when he rolls out, that kind of hurts our drag and hurts our deep side post. So we've had real success. And you're talking about aggressive defenses. We get those linebackers coming hard to stop the run. Mm-hmm. I look at the quarterback setting up usually over the guard tackle area, and you get that drag. And there's been games, not as much recently, but there's been games we've hit the drag like 10 times. And we've hit that backside post quite a bit through the years. And it's just easier for our quarterback to set up. We may even have our quarterback set between the center and the guard to hit the either the post down the middle of the field, or we call the backside post or the wheel route. So
yeah, that's a huge point right there. Obviously, the backside post is near impossible to hit if you are rolling out. I'm sure there are kids out there that could do it. I know for me, when we're rolling out, I tell my kid, it's not an option.
Right.
It is not an option for you. These are your options.
Right. And we like running. We like having our quarterback set up there because the question you talked about is that aggressive defense. If that safety's coming, we're hitting that backside post.
Yes.
And we may switch routes. We may have our tight end run that route and have our running back run the drag. So it just kind of depends on who we're playing and what they're trying to do. But I know most teams roll out their quarterback, but we've had really good success doing it a little bit differently for us. It's a true play action pass.
I like that quite a bit. Coach, when you do get a team that wants to overwhelm you, for me, I've found that the hardest play for us to continue to execute against a team that wants to overwhelm us has been buck sweep. And I think it has been because buck sweep requires us to hold those blocks the longest. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but have you found the same thing? Do you have a way to still make it pop, or you just say, hey, it's not there, we don't need to force it?
I would say a couple things. I would definitely say your last statement. We're not going to force a play if it's not there. If they're not giving us buck sweep, they're giving us other plays. So, if we're getting a lot of heavy inside pressure, we may have our play side guard stay home, and then our fullback will lead, kick out. So we have like maybe little wrinkles to plays. But if we've got a 6'5", 250-pound Division I athlete playing defensive end, that might not be a great block for our wing. But if we get a certain look and that defensive end lines up a certain way, we'll run the sweep at that guy. And one play that we've ran a little bit more recently has been the jet sweep. I feel like that's been a little bit easier block for our wing. It's not. And I also think the sweep is a little bit dependent on your tailbacks. When you got bigger that can down block, I think you can run that play till the cows go home. But if there's years you got little dudes, so if you get a bad matchup, that might not be the play you want to run as much. But sometimes you're still going to run it to set up trap, waggle, crisscross. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't just not run it at all.
Right.
And sometimes that down block, the wing tee's about angles, so you got to block that big dude. If you're running back and just hold him for a second, the back can get through. But I would agree that teams are starting to play more of those bigger kids at end. So the sweep's getting a little harder to run, but when you have a little bit smaller running back. So jet's been kind of an answer for us, and maybe formation to get that defensive end, maybe line up a little bit differently to create a little different bubble. Because they're going to have to move around depending on how you line up. And sometimes you might kick out the end. If that guy widens out, you can kick him out if your wing's having a hard time down blocking him. I know early on at Muskego, we had really small wings, and we started running tight sweep, and we kicked out the end rather than trying to make wings down blocking. We would just kind of cheat our splits out a little bit and kind of take advantage of that. So I think part of it's your personnel, who you have. But you still can't give up on the play if that's part of your core offense.
Right. Well, men, if you're just now getting here, we're here with Ken Krause, the head football coach at Muskego High School in Wisconsin, winners of 37 straight football games. They're doing a lot of things well, obviously. One of them's running the football with the wing tee, and I gave Coach, we try to give a little bit of specific theme, but the table's open. If you have any questions, kind of three back offense related, wing tee related, be sure to put them here in the chat. Look up Coach on Twitter. I believe it's at Coach Krause 1. Is there a 1 at the end?
I have to memorize that. I just joined Twitter about a year ago. Give me 1 second, look at my phone here. At Coach Krause, MHS. So we're Muskego High School. At Coach Krause, MHS.
Okay, so is it Krause? You say Krause?
It is Krause, yep.
Wow, man, you should have corrected me a long time ago. With Ken Krause, Ken Krause, MHS. Coach Krause.
At Coach Krause, MHS. Yeah.
At Coach Krause, MHS. Well, I apologize for saying your name wrong all this time. Well, Coach Krause is the winner of 37 straight at Muskego High School. Be sure to look him up. I wanted to know when I'm getting somebody that's very, very aggressive. And one more thing, Coach, I would see is I had a team that played me in a 4-4. and extremely aggressive with the outside linebackers. Right? I mean, extremely. So that we were very rocket heavy 1 or 2 years. And when they got rocket action at them, I mean, they were just flying up the field, which made it very difficult to run rocket. Now, I felt like Krause was very good, but I couldn't run Krause every play. What else comes to mind when you know you're getting somebody that's very aggressive on the edge? And they were athletic enough to zero us up, go cover zero on the edge, and just live and die on the inside with a lot of edge pressure.
3 things come to mind. I think number 1, play action pass again. Hit some passes on a flat. I mean, that guy's in a dual responsibility. He's trying to stop the run and the pass. So if he's really coming hard, then the flat's going to be open. You just got to make sure the plays look alike. I mean, the faking is critical. And one thing we do really, really well in Muskego, we fake really well. So we get that dude flying up there to try to stop the sweep stuff. You know, we're going to play action pass. We're going to get a guy open on the flat, and that's going to slow him down. Occasionally we may run that if you're talking rocket sweep, that even though it's an outside play, you know, you may end up having to kick him out and becomes a tight rocket sweep, and then he can sit or cut it back. Mm-hmm. So you have to anticipate that and practice that with your kids. You know, if you just can't hook them formation wise, you know, you could split your tight end in a nasty split, a big split. You could go trips, and now how is he going to line up versus that? You know, can you crack him with one of your receivers? Is he widen out far enough where you kick him out and still run underneath him? So those would be like my 3 answers to that when I see a guy really trying to stop that.
Well, coaches, again, I want to ask you to check in. Let us know where you're watching from if you're just getting here. I see a few more guys are in the house. Coach Krause, give me an idea of one of your good flat play action passes that attacks the flat.
Well, our best play action passes are off our best runs. So we're a big belly team. So if that corner is knifing in to stop the fullback, you know, we're gonna hit the flat. If the safety is coming up to tackle our fullback we're gonna hit that tight end. If we're in double tight or we have a tight end play side, our tight end's going to be able to, you know, fake the block and run we call it the pylon route. We run jet sweep for offense. So again, if the corner's coming hard, like you mentioned, we're going to hit the arrow. If that safety's coming up, we have some combination routes between our tight end and our other running back. What was the question again? Just what are our best what?
Yeah, just your best play action pass is what you like the most that attacks the flat. Out of play action pass.
Yeah, so the jet sweep, like you said, if that guy is trying to stop the jet sweep, we've hit that arrow a ton. We've hit the arrow, you know, usually your running back is your best football player. So now he's got the ball in the flat and he makes a guy miss, it's a touchdown. So
will your quarterback still reverse out on belly pass and jet pass to make a pass to the flat?
Belly pass, you know, he'll reverse pivot and he'll fake belly. And then Muskego, we're unique where he'll drop between the guard and the tackle. On our jet passes, if he's following the jet action, he'll roll out. And it could be a run pass. That's a play where our quarterback has the opportunity to run.
Okay.
If everybody's covered. We typically call that pass when that corner's starting to cheat. You know, he's in a dual responsibility. So if he's not forcing it inside and he's coming up hard, we're going to hit him on the flat. You know, and that's usually a call based on what they're trying to do. You know, we're not going to call until we see that guy doing that. Or film study, if we see the guy's real aggressive, then it's something we're going to want to call early in the game.
Well, we are going to go over here, boys, and check out the 4 clips that Coach sent us. We're already down into our last 10 minutes. I see Alexandre Ribeiro has joined us out of Brazil. Be careful, Coach Ribeiro, because you're in on the secrets of American football that you don't see on TV, and you might fall in love with this secret style of play that we have here in America, and it is actually used quite a bit in the levels of football that don't end up on TV. So watch out, Coach Ribeiro. You might become a wing T guy if you hang around too much. I'm going to go over, switch my screen here, and get the huddle ready to go. Good, okay. Somehow I ended up with 2 screens of the same thing. Okay. Just moving everything around, making it look pretty. There we go. back to my huddle. Move this up. First play here, Coach. First play. Now, you won't be able to see this, Coach, but unless you pull it up on your phone or something. We're on that first clip you showed us. You're here in the white, I'm believing, and your opponents are here. Who are you playing in this clip?
Kettle Moraine, a really good program. They've been a perennial playoff team. So I showed you clips of all either teams that were playoff teams or teams that we played in the state championship or Final Four in state. So I really wanted to show you against really well-coached teams.
Yeah. Now, Coach, how many kids are in your school?
We have 1,600 kids. So we're the biggest division in the state. We're in the toughest football conference in the state. People voted they would pick our conference, and then we're in the toughest division as far as the playoffs. So we're playing all the big boys. I got each clip memorized, so if you're on the first one.
So this is big school football, fellas, and it looks like Coach is seeing an aggressive 5-2. But, I mean, look at the safeties. Even the safeties are at 7.
Yes. And that, that wing tee's kind of if-then thing. So it was the third quarter. We had seen the safety from Kettle Moraine. He was a good football player. He was flying up. A play a little bit earlier, maybe about 5-6 plays earlier, he had tackled our belly for about, I think like a 1-yard loss or 1-yard gain. We just kind of waited for the right situation, and then we hit the belly pass, coming up hard, and then we hit that.
Wow, Coach, a couple things here that I find interesting and I want to ask you about. First of all, your play side wing here down at the bottom, he takes a hop step back first.
Yep. So when we run belly, we've become a big jet team. So our main formation recently, things evolve. We've changed through the years. This isn't what we do all the time, but
sure,
become a big jet team. So our wing will insert through on belly. So he's faking that he's going to block belly by those first couple steps, and then he's going to run to the flat. We want everything to look the same on our first 3 steps, so that doesn't know the play.
So if this was in fact belly to the bottom of our screen.
Yes.
That wing would hop step back and then insert.
Yes. So we want to make it all look the same.
Wow. Now you got tell us about this. Is it just straight corner route? What would you call this for you guys? Because it looks, it's a soft cut. He's wide open, so.
He's going to fake, I don't have it in front of me, but typically he's going to fake a down block. He's going to run vertical 10 yards, and then he's going to bust for the pylon.
Yeah.
So he's going to fake like he's going to, get a touchdown block on the safety, but that safety flew up so much that he was able to then run this corner.
And again, guys, look at home what they're seeing. So here's what they're saying. They're going to run right by this guy. First of all, this safety at the bottom of the screen is at 7, and he's creeping up on go, and he is coming downhill at the snap of the ball. I mean, so all these things together, and they literally run right by him. I mean, no chance. Now, Coach, the second thing I saw that I wanted to ask about is your fullback, the fullback path on this belly. He just kind of shuffle, go. Is that what his footwork would look like on belly?
Yep, so he's doing the same exact footwork as regular belly. We want him to, I don't know how well he faked in that play, but we would want him to roll his shoulders. We want, the safeties and everybody to fly up. And if a backer blitzes, you kind of talked about protection. His first thing is he's checking for a backer blitz. If not, he's going to run a 5-yard curl, and it's kind of a check down route. We've hit that a couple times during the season. We're calling it if the corner of the safety is flying up. We're going to take advantage of those aggressive DBs. And if the DBs don't fall for the fake, then our fullback is our third read.
Wow. Okay, Coach, let's go to the second play.
Second play was in our Final Four and state playoff game from 2 years ago.
All right, fellas. So we're in the Final Four. And now let me just take a minute to look at this defense. These guys have 4 on the line. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it looks like 6 linebackers lined up in a straight line.
Yeah, they were very good team. They were 12-0. They had not lost a game coming into that game. They had a really good defense. They had a bunch of guys that were all region in our state. But you wanted me to show you clips of teams just trying to stop, the run. I guess I want to put it. So
yeah.
Another example of teams saying, okay, we don't want you to run the football. And we faked our jet sweep. So it's kind of a jet waggle.
Yeah.
This was a play after the first half. Again, we talked about this at halftime. We had seen that the corner was coming up hard to stop the jet sweep. So you talked about the flat. we took advantage of what he was doing. We noticed he was flying up to stop the jet sweep. That's our 4-3. That's our backside post. So that's another reason we don't want our quarterback to roll out. And most wing T teams roll their quarterback out. But for us, we've been real successful not rolling them out. And this was the fourth read. It was something we talked about at halftime that we were based on film study and watching the game. We felt like when we would call it at the right time, we'd be there.
The other thing you do is you take that X receiver and he runs the drag and he cuts his split down, runs the drag while your wing kind of arc releases into that post. I mean, that's hard to pick up.
And it also really sells the jet sweep because
it does.
Faking the crack. So it looks like he's faking the crack and he runs the drag. And then the other running back's, faking like he's going to reach. So it's one thing we do very, very well is we try to make everything look the same.
Yeah. Gosh, that looks good. This excites me, Coach. This and vertical passes. This is I'm excited. Listen, one more thing I wanted to ask you about on this play. Number 56, your left guard, pulls right and then spins all the way around in a circle to look back like to the sweep side.
Yep. So like I said earlier, our play side guard kicked out the end, and then our backside guard will also pull. He'll check linebacker blitz, play side, corner blitz, play side, and if he sees neither of them, he'll check backside in case backside linebacker or backside end comes, in.
So you would catch him spinning like that quite a bit when you guys run waggle.
As long as our play side guard pulls. If our play side guard stays home, then he takes the job of that guy and he'll pull and kick.
That's cool. Man, that looks good, Coach. That looks good. Coach, what's the cadence?
I'll tell you when we're off live.
Okay, there you go. Secret cadence. Good to keep some things under the hat. All right, number 3, play 3 out of 4, man. Again, if you're just getting here, be sure to check in. Let us know where you're watching from. This is Wing T Life here. Trap Life, Wing T folk, hanging out, talking ball, talking about aggressive defenses.
All
right, jet action, play 3.
Yeah, you're going to have to rewind that because for some reason I couldn't get the clip to start the beginning of the play. I tried. I'm not sure. But this is against a perennial powerhouse. They've won 2 state championships. They've had numerous Final Four in states. This was early in the game. You had talked about if I felt like the defense was coming hard. So again, very, very good program. Well coached. Again, we picked the jet. And
so it's really just like a jet, like a flood.
This was yep. So that's another concept we use. It was a jet whip rollout, and it was a flood concept, and we ran it in the first drive. This would be film study of, knowing that they had some aggressive players. So I'm showing you clips at various times in the game too. So the clips were a second half play. This was an opening drive play. We felt that that player was going to be aggressive, and he was. And so we were.
Wow. Heck of a ball by that quarterback, man, because he gets smoked as he throws it.
He gets that toughness from his mom.
Well, is this your boy or something?
That's my boy. He did get smoked.
No kidding.
He was throwing to his left, too. So,
how long's your boy been your quarterback?
Well, he was a junior this year, so I was his first year as a starter. But
so he's got one left.
Yeah, so we're fortunate and glad.
Oh, that's fun.
We didn't want to lose any more football games. So, yeah, it was a great play by all the kids executing.
Wow. I love it. I love seeing play action vertical. I like that slight inside stem by your X, kind of that same concept, right? Show crack, right? Make those first 3 steps look the same, show crack, and then turn it into your corner up there. I like that a lot.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Well, we're going to go on to this 4th clip. I'm going to pause this real quick before we go to our 4th clip. First of all, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. This has been Ken Krause of Muskego High School, winners of 37 straight. In the largest class in Wisconsin, they do things very, very well. Look him up on Twitter at Coach Krause MHS. Look us up on Twitter at TrapLifeFB and reach out anytime with questions or, hey, if you'd want to be a guest. Trap Life is just our small little Wing T community that we've built. And Coach Krause was kind enough to join us. So thank you, Coach. And all you guys, before we get going, we're going to show this last clip and wrap it up for the night. If you could leave us a thumbs up, we'd really appreciate it. Comments below, comments in the live comment section. We'll take anything. Appreciate your support. All right, Coach, last clip here. And you're back in the white, double tight, and now you got like a true wing tee backfield look.
Yep. So this clip, just as you had mentioned, you wanted to see when teams were kind of selling out. This was from 2018. We played Catholic Memorial. That they won the state championship in a different division. They're a private school, so they just got a lot of talent from around the area. This was a barn burner game. I think we won 28-27. We both won state championships that year.
Wow.
They were coming hard. This was a waggle variation. This is not, this is a little bit different routes. And all three guys were wide open. And so we just, again, we knew that they were going to be heavy to stop our run game. And it was a play that I think we waited till maybe the second quarter, I don't remember. We wanted to make sure that some things that we thought on film was going to be confirmed in the game. And all three were open. And they're one of the best defenses in the state. And they're a team that's very, very good at stopping the run. So.
How much are you letting your quarterback read this year? Does he have a primary? Does he have a secondary?
Yeah, we have reads on all our plays, and in each play, there's different reads. So it just depends on. That could be another long conversation. That's a little bit different waggle routes. It's kind of a three vertical look. It's a cover, three verts versus cover two.
I like that, man.
And gosh. So you hope someone's open just based on that principle, 3-on-2, and then because they all came up so hard. And that's, again, that was a team that won state. They had a lot of D1 players in that team who were kids that played college football.
Wow. Coach, this has been fun to watch. Hey, do you ever get into the gun?
What's funny is, and you got to do what you believe in. Twice in Muskego we did it. We did do it my fifth year. We were probably the most overachieving team I ever had. We got to the playoffs. We played a really, really good team that ended up making the Final Four in state, and they were just physically better than us. So I thought, we have to just do something different to give us a chance. So we went to the gun. We went shotgun the opening drive. We scored. They kind of weren't ready for what we were going to do. And then we went back to our traditional wing tee. There's a lot of good things about the gun. What wasn't good for us is the plays take longer to develop, and the faking isn't as good. And we're really known for our faking, so we gave up the faking. And then plays like trap, we would time it with a stopwatch. Our plays didn't hit as quickly. I mean, I like the gun because it gives you so many more formations. I think the jet action off that is really good faking, but we're traditional wing tee, so we experimented with it. We gave it a shot, but we found out that it actually hurt us more than it helped us.
Okay, man. I like hearing that because I've toyed and have never gone, and I just stay under center and kind of just take pride in that. Coach, this has been a blast. Any closing thoughts before we let you go?
I just appreciate you reaching out to Coach Lucchese a couple years ago, myself. I know you reached out a couple years ago too as well, and it's always an honor to talk about Muskego football, and obviously you're doing a great job with your information. You guys are learning about football, and appreciate the time you're putting in that. And, if anybody's listening tonight and they want to reach out, I'm definitely kind of in the pay it forward stage of my coaching career, so I have no problem helping anybody out if they've got some questions.
All right. Well, you heard him. He said reach out. This is a gold mine of information here with Coach Krause. I hope you'll look him up. Guys, thanks for joining us so much. I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to stick around to get some inside scoop from Coach Krause. See, people ask me, what do I get out of this? I always say I get information, so I get my own education, and I get life out of it, man. I meet people, I talk ball, and it's just kind of keeps going and keeps going. All right, men, all of you at home, good night, and I hope summer's going great. I'll see you sometime in July.